thank you very much, Ken. Looking at the gathering here today, you can see the commitment of the men and women who work in this building and in the surrounds to this absolutely critical national cause. Our leaders and deputy leaders of our parties are represented. The Speaker is here. All of my parliamentary colleagues I want to acknowledge and welcome. The Chief of the Defence Force and many other of our defence leaders are here too, as you said. Let there be no doubt, what we need in Australia today is significant cultural change. Violence against women is the end point of disrespecting women. Now, not all disrespect of women ends up in violence, but all violence against women begins there. And so one of the most critical things all of us can do, and I'm channeling my wife Lucy, who's the first person I heard to make this point so emphatically in a public place. But one of the most important things we must do as parents and indeed as grandparents is to ensure that our sons and our grandsons respect their sisters and mothers and their grandmothers. In other words, if we set the cultural environment right at the outset, the men respecting women, then they will grow up. If they respect women, the women in their lives when they are little boys, they will, and that is the example we give them, they will respect them through the rest of their lives. This is such an important objective. And I'm so thrilled to see in so many schools white ribbon programs are underway so that we're getting to, kids, and in this context, little boys, and making sure that they respect the girls, the women in their lives.
Telstra is very proud to have been an active supporter of White Ribbon, I think since 2009, and we very clearly say that violence against women can never be tolerated, never. And we're very pleased to support our political leaders here today in standing united against the appalling experiences that individual women across the country have very sadly had to endure, and probably many of them, as the opposition leader said just this week. As Telstra, we have thought long and hard about how best we can help at a practical level beyond our annual support for this marvellous White Ribbon Day initiative. One way was to start with our staff, talking to our staff. We've all heard the tragic statistics. Domestic violence, or as the Prime Minister rightly says, violence against women, strikes across all sections of our community. We're talking about our mothers, wives, sisters, daughters, friends, and of course our staff here. In talking with our people, it became clear that to support those who find themselves in this position, we not only have to make clear we found it intolerable, but we also had to help in more tangible ways. So a year ago today, we introduced a new family and domestic violence policy support that formalised our staff's right to 10 days leave. It gave managers the ability to actually extend that should the crisis need a longer time. Importantly, we also put in place strict confidentiality arrangements and extensive support mechanisms for the employee. We believe by acknowledging the problem and introducing a support policy, our people don't feel like they're asking for something special. They're not feeling like they're asking for something extra. They're not feeling like they're letting their colleagues down. If they're in a situation where they need this support, they are entitled to it. Since the introduction of the policy last year, 43 individuals have taken leave across Australia, and a total of nearly 200 days have been taken. This will never undo the trauma of the violence they've had to endure, but it will help ease the burden of the exiting situation that far too many people find themselves in.